Yo, so what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So right now I'm been sourcing all day, well, all morning. Sorry, not all day. It's basically still 10:30 basically, but been buying some products. If you follow me on Instagram, you already seen what I've done, at least on this day, buying a certain seasonal product, going store to store and buying it all up and whatnot. So I've been doing retail arbitrage for the past, just today and probably some tomorrow. But aside from that, just updating you guys on that part in case you don't follow me on Instagram. If you haven't, be sure to follow me on there. I post way more than on YouTube, obviously. So, I apologize for not posting as much on YouTube because, it takes longer to post and whatnot. But aside from that, guys, on this video, I basically just want to go over like some of the pros and cons of retail arbitrage. I'm going to go through a pros and cons video of every method. So for this one, we're going to start with retail arbitrage first, just because it's friendly beginner. Sorry, I'm trying to get my phone to stay real quick. I don't got a little selfie stick, which I probably need to invest in, honestly. Okay, there it goes. So yeah, so basically on this video, I'm gonna go over the pros and cons of retail arbitrage and why it's probably one of the best models to get started with selling on Amazon. And so, like I said, I'm gonna go pros and cons of each model as far as RA, OA, wholesale, even wholesale drop shipping, and just go over all the basics and just pros and cons and why you should or shouldn't probably get into any of these models, especially beginning in if you want to start selling on Amazon. All right, so but before we get into that, guys, be sure to smash the like button. Be sure to drop a comment down below. I need those comments, guys. Just give me some feedback and whatnot. The audio probably ain't that good. I need to give me a new microphone for the phone, because I don't use my camera as much these days because it takes longer to upload the memory card, copy and paste it, upload it to the laptop, and just it's easier with the phone. So for now, you'll get the phone. I'll try to get a better microphone to connect it, and yeah. But aside from that, guys, let's get started. So we're gonna go over the pros just to get the fluff out of the way, and then we'll go over the cons. Okay, so obviously the main pro of retail arbitrage is that it's really beginner friendly. Like literally anybody with a phone and just a seller account can start doing this right now. Literally just go to any retail store like Walmart, Target, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Walgreens, any of those retail stores, and you literally just start scanning or keyword searching, which I highly suggest, all the various products that you have in these stores. Now, that's the good thing about these stores, that you have multiples of hundreds, if not thousands, of different products to go one by one, sourcing for products until you find something profitable. Okay, and so that's a good thing. Now, another pro of retail arbitrage is that one thing that I noticed versus like something with OA that people like doing more these days is that with OA, if you try to order something on their website, chances are sometimes they won't have it on the website. But with retail arbitrage, if you go into the actual store, chances are they'll actually have it in stock, but it won't show online. So you have that advantage of actually being able to find that product in the store, buy it, versus someone who's trying to do OA and they can't get it because it's not updated on their website. Because especially for hot selling products, most of the times they don't really update their stuff because it could be in stock now, but by the end of the day, it'll probably be gone, right? So, that's another pro benefit of retail arbitrage that I personally like. And aside from that, it's just beginner friendly, like I mentioned before. Anybody can start it. It takes very little money, guys. Like with retail arbitrage, you can literally start with as little as even $10, honestly, aside from the seller account, which you got to probably pay for. But you can literally start with $10, $20, $50, $100, whatever your initial investment is. You can start off with that amount. Now, I do suggest starting off with at least $100, because if you start with $10 and only buy like 2 products to flip, you probably won't make much if you're sending it into FBA because of fees and shipping and whatnot. But aside from that, yeah, it's just really beginner friendly. Anybody can start with any amount of money. And yeah, like I said, you have a variety of products and just like there's endless possibilities with finding products here. So now let's go over some of the cons, because there are a decent amount of cons, honestly. Like there's a lot of pros, but I think cons, there's probably more, honestly. So one of the cons is obviously that, depending what type of person you are, you're actually going to have to go and drive to the store or get a bus or bicycle your way. I don't know how you get to the store, but you actually have to physically drive to the store and go and buy products, which means you're going to be wasting time driving. You're going to be wasting time. You're going to waste money on gas. You got to think about gas, especially with gas prices these days. They're pretty high. So If you're just starting out and you don't find anything, you're gonna feel like you wasted your time and gas by going out and sourcing products. But I mean, if you're just starting out, you're gonna go through a phase of, you know, waste of time and money regardless. So, but yeah, so I mean, so again, so if you're not the type of person who likes to go into the store and deal with people, then you, I mean, that might be a downside to you. Now, you don't even really have to mess with anybody. I mean, honestly, if you just go and buy stuff, check out, you're basically good from here on out. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a call from probably some scammer. But so yeah, so that's one of the major downsides is that. Now, another downside of retail arbitrage, which kind of leads up to this, is that the scalability. You know, there's only so much time, so much energy that you as a human being can put into retail arbitrage until you get tired out throughout the day. So right now, I've done like 4 hours so far of retail arbitrage on the time of this video. And you know, I'm starting to get a little, not tired, but just like, man, like just tired of the drive, honestly. So like I said, I'm gonna stop for today. But yeah, so again, there's only so many times, so much stores you can even go to because you're limited, because you have to physically do this. So you could probably hit 10 stores in a day, and that's all you're ever going to hit. So if you want to scale even further, you got to find other ways to, you know, either outsource or do certain things to scale up. So the scalability with retail arbitrage does come to a limit at a certain point if you plan on doing this by yourself. Now, you can still make a full-time living, no doubt about it. Hey, I know I'm doing it, but I don't do retail arbitrage fully either. So, but it is possible. I mean, you can still quit your job and make some good money. But again, that scalability is going to be limited. So that's something you have to think about and take into consideration when you're doing retail arbitrage. Now, another thing, I guess a downfall is that with retail arbitrage, and especially if you're going to major stores like Walmart or Target, you know, some of these products, they're going to get tanked pretty bad just because every other new seller who's starting out with Amazon is going to want to source those same products that you're buying. And, you know, as new sellers, you want to sell your products fast. And that means you're going to start lowering the price bit by bit. Then if another seller lowers it, then you're going to lower it. Then someone else is going to do it. And you're going to start a whole price tank war or whatever. And so, I mean, and that happens a lot with, you know, products, especially that are hot from like retail stores. And especially because nowadays there's more lead lists. And if you don't know what a lead list is, it's basically people selling certain product lists. They sell them for like 20 bucks or so. You know, you get a whole spreadsheet full of them of profitable products at the moment. But obviously, if everybody else is buying them, they're going to tank those prices. And chances are they're going to come from stores like Walmart or Target. So you have to think outside of the box sometimes and look for either bundles, varieties, or try different stores that nobody else can really get to. So, you know, that's another thing with retail arbitrage is that you have the chance of the product's tanking. And that downside also goes with OA, because OA is basically the same as retail arbitrage. You're just not going into the store, right? You're just doing it all online. But I mean, I think that is all the downsides of retail arbitrage. So yeah, again, time, gas. So if you're worried about those two things, retail arbitrage might not be for you, but I still highly suggest anybody try it if you are, you know, trying to get into Amazon. You know, I've talked to people who they say, hey, I want to get into wholesale and whatnot. And yeah, I get it. You want to make some killer money with wholesale. I mean, but the thing is, you don't know what you're doing yet. You don't know the process. You haven't sent your first shipment. You haven't done anything yet. You know, so how are you going to try to spend 5 G's into something that you don't even know what you're doing and risk losing all that money? Like, come on, man. At least with retail arbitrage, there's minimum risk. You can spend $100, you know. And actually, you know, now that I think about it, that's another pro about retail arbitrage that I forgot to mention earlier. So excuse me for that. You know, I probably should have made a list about all these things, but I just winged it, honestly. But, you know, another pro about retail arbitrage is that, again, you have that variety of products. So if you're starting with $100, instead of buying, you know, like with wholesale, where you would buy 100 units of one product and waste, you know, $1,000 on it, with retail arbitrage, you can spend that same $1,000 on probably 100 different items, and therefore it minimizes your risk of, you know, losing money. So let's say you buy 100 items, I don't know, 10 of them were bad buys, you lost money on those. But let's say the other 90 were really good and they sold pretty well. Well, you still made you're still upside on your profit on your money. So again, with retail arbitrage, you're able to spread that risk, minimize it, and, you know, come out even bigger on top than you could with probably any of the other models. Besides OA is actually kind of some. Truthfully, OA and RA almost are basically the same thing, but still, I'll make a separate video on that. So, but yeah, so that, as far as I can think of, guys, those are basically my top pros, cons of retail arbitrage. If you have any questions or need any help, feel free to drop a comment down below. If not, follow me on Instagram and DM me over there. I always respond to as much questions as I possibly can. As I start to scale this business, it does get harder and takes longer for me to get back. But again, I try my best. But aside from that, guys, yeah, that'll be it. Not bad. 10 minutes on this video. Didn't take too much of your valuable time. But aside from that, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. Again, smash that like button, drop a comment down below, and yeah, let's get back to the hustle and make this money. Later, guys.